What is our fourth main topic today?
Okay, guys, this is coming from Lady Thor's Hammer. We've been focusing a lot on the best films of 2021 and our anticipated films for 2022. But I want to ask you guys straight up, anticipation aside, what do you think will be the best comic book movie of 2022? With movies like The Flash, The Batman, Thor 4, Strange 2, Black Adam, and others in the lineup, looks legit.
All right. Thanks a lot for saying that in. And
What do you think?
I will say this. Look, there has been, we've talked the other day about most anticipated films and stuff like that. And a number of them are comic book movies, and a bunch of them aren't. But in asking the question, what do you think is actually going to end up being the best? And there is, while I don't really believe there is a difference between favorite and best, I think there is a difference between what you're anticipating and what you actually think will, like, look, I'm going into this season. I'm hoping either the New England Patriots or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win the Super Bowl. I don't think they are. I think you're probably looking at maybe the Packers this year, KC. I mean, like, a lot of different teams. So there's a difference between what I'm like really excited to watch, but I mean, these are going to be the teams that win the championship. So we talked about what are our most anticipated, but what do we think are actually going to be the movies that will be the best? Now, there's a couple of contenders here. We got 9 contenders for who we think is going to end up wearing the crown of the best comic book movie of 2022. And our contenders officially are, remember, we're not talking about TV series, just the movies. Our contenders are Black Adam, Flash, Doctor Strange 2, Thor 4, or Thor Love and Thunder, The Batman, Spider-Man, what's the name of it again?
Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1 is the official title. We got Morbius, we got Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and Aquaman 2. Now, I should, before anybody jumps up and down and gets angry at me, I know there is technically a 10th one known as Super Pets. That looks like a big pile of dog shit, so I have no interest in talking about Super Pets, and we are not going to put Super Pets on this. I hope it's great.
Fluffy.
I hope it surprises me the way that Arcane did. I hope it does.
You'll never be allowed to see it.
I'll never be allowed to see it. But I don't think it's even worth talking about that. I don't think it's worth talking about it at all.
Okay, fine.
How's that?
So, in talking about which ones we think are the best, or are going to end up being the best, let's work this down in a list, shall we? Let's work this down in a list. So I'm going to bring up the classroom for a second, just so we can work it down. Just so we can work down the
Yeah,
list.
you need a theme song for the Campea.
Oh yeah,
for the Campea
it's
classroom.
time for the classroom. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so let's jump over here.
Something. or maybe that would make it seem so epic, but for no reason.
Okay. All right. Let's go with what I think will be the number 9 best one. So we'll go number 9. Number 9, as I'm looking at the list here, I cannot help it. I think it's going to be Black Panther. Black Panther 2.
Black Panther.
Black Panther. Let me try that again. Number 9 will be Black Panther 2. Again, same reason why I'm not anticipating a lot. Chadwick Boseman isn't there, and T'Challa isn't there. I don't know what you're doing. But hey, Ryan Coogler's directing it, so I don't think it's going to be bad. But for now, I'm going to put it down at in my number 9 spot. Because I should point out, I am actually looking forward to all of these movies. Some less than others, but I'm looking forward to the rest of them too. All right. What do I think will be the number 8 one? I think the number 8 best one is going to be Flash. Now, they got Andy Muschietti, and I really like Andy Muschietti as a director. I get excited when I see the concept art and all that kind of stuff. That being said, the number of years, I think this movie was first supposed to come out in 2018. The 3 or 4 sets of directors, 3 or 4 sets of writers, all the drama of, Ezra Miller saying, I know our directors want to do this movie, but I want to do this other movie instead. Like all the drama, everything behind it. I'm going to say, even though I'm looking forward to it, I'm going to think The Flash is going to be our seventh best thing of the year.
8th.
8th, yes. As we move into our thing, I think the 7th next best one is going to be, even though I'm really looking forward to it, like a lot, because it's been years we've been waiting for it, but is Black Adam. So I'm going to say I think that's probably going to end up being our 7th best one. As we get into 6, I'm going to say Morbius. And I am very excited about Morbius. The trailers I thought have been fantastic. But I'm going to put a little bit lower because even though I love Venom and Venom 2, I want to see them stepping up the game a bit. So we'll see. So, hey, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good, but I got it down at number 6. And number 5, I'm going to say Aquaman 2. I had so much fun with the first Aquaman. I am a big Jason Momoa guy. Not as big as I am of a Henry Cavill guy, but I am a big Jason Momoa guy. I love him as Aquaman. So I'm going to put that in the number 5 spot. In the number 4 spot, I'm going to say Doctor Strange 2. I thought the trailer looked great. I love Benedict in the role. I love that we're going to have Wanda in there. I think she's going to end up being the villain of the film. In one way, shape, or another. We got Mordo with Chiwetel Ejiofor back. It's going to be awesome. So I've got that in there at number 3. Okay, what have I not gotten to yet? There's that one, and there we go, that one. I think number 3 is going to be Thor 4. Listen, it's Thor Ragnarok with the returning director, the returning stars, and we're adding in Natalie
Pierce
Portman.
Brosnan and
Pierce Brosnan in there as well. Pierce Brosnan's Black Adam. Pierce Brosnan's Black Adam.
I'm sorry.
He's
I'm
like Christian
mixing
Bale.
it up. You're right.
Christian Bale's in there. I mean, there's no reason not to believe this isn't going to be awesome. So I've got that up there at number 3. And number 2, The Batman. But John, by far it's your most anticipated. It is. It is. By far it is my most anticipated film of the year. No questions asked. That being said, it's an unknown quantity right now. It's an unknown item. We have not had this iteration before. We don't know what we're getting. I know the trailers look fantastic. That's why it's my number 1 most anticipated film of the year. But we just don't know yet. We just don't know. And so while it is my number 1 most anticipated, I'm going to say I think it's going to end up being the 2nd best comic book movie of the year, which only leaves this. Spider-Man, Spider-Verse. Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. This, we know what we're getting. The last Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie, I believe, is the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time. I say this all the time, but it came out the same year as Black Panther 1 and Infinity War, and this was the best comic book movie of the year, I thought, personally. This is a movie, you remember this, Rob. I shit-talked that movie so bad for a whole year. I'm like, the animation looks stupid. Nobody cares about Miles Morales. Why are you doing an animated thing when you still got live action Spider-Man out there? This is going to fail. That was me for a year. Then I walked out of that. The first time I saw it, I'm like, well, damn. Like, that was awesome. Couldn't believe how good it is. So I'm going to say my number. So once again here, just quickly, I think this is the way they're going to rank out. This is prediction, and I hope they're all 10 out of 10s. But for now, I'm going to say Black Panther 2, then number 8, Flash, number 7, Black Adam, number 6, Morbius, number 5, Aquaman 2, number 4, Doctor Strange 2. I think the 3rd best comic book movie of the year is going to be Thor 2. I think the 2nd best is going to be The Batman. And then I think the number 1 best film of the year is going to be Spider-Verse, even though my most anticipated is The Batman. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank the sponsor of this video, Stamps.com. Now, whether you are a small business owner, have a side hustle, selling stuff online, maybe you just like to share things back and forth with your friends, good news, Stamps.com is going to help you out a lot. Because if you're anything like me, there are many times in my life that I didn't send something to a friend of mine or I didn't want to sell something online simply because I didn't want the hassle and expense of having to ship stuff out. And for those of us here at the John Campea Show, Stamps.com is going to be huge for us in 2022 because we've been doing more giveaways like shirts, pops and other things, and we plan on doing a lot of that, and that's just wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Stamps.com. And for people like us, Stamps.com is a godsend because it lets you print out official postage right from your computer so you can spend less time at the post office and more time running your business or sharing things with the people in your life. And Stamps.com doesn't just give you access to the US Postal Service, it also works with UPS now right from your computer. And you can get discounts that you cannot get anywhere else, like up to 40% off the United States Postal Service rates and 76% off UPS. So right now, head on over to Stamps.com and go up to that microphone up in the corner, click on that and enter the promo code Campea, that's CAMPEA. This will give you a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, free postage, and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts required at all. And now, let's get back to the video. Rob, you took a look at that just off the top of your head. I'm not going to ask you to list it all out. But what do you think is going to end up being like the best of the year?
Okay, I have to preface this by saying something. You know how there's been all this talk, Martin Scorsese talking about, well, these comic book movies aren't really cinema.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Neither do I.
But I understand what he means. And to me, the comic book movies are escapist entertainment. You know, they are. But when a comic book movie transcends its comic book origins, I would say Batman is going to be the best comic book movie of the year because it isn't just a comic book. If the character of Batman wasn't Batman, and I'm going by what we've seen, I'm so
excited for it.
It looks like a film, again, that has to do with what does it mean to live in an American city?
Yeah.
What does it mean to have vigilante justice? I mean, these are things that they're inherent to comic book properties, but when you see them in things like The Dark Knight and in Batman, it crosses over. Joker, for instance, based on a comic book film, but it had a far more resonance to the general audience because it was about, quote unquote, the real world. Whereas, say, Flash or Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, I loved Aquaman, but there's not a lot of examination of the human experience going on in Aquaman. You know, I mean, I love it. You
didn't think the drumming octopus was an was an allegory of the human experience? You didn't
but
think
you know
that?
what I mean? You know, it's just, and so to that extent, from what we've seen, I've got to say Batman's going to be the best.
Yeah, oh man, I'm so excited.
But then in terms of what a comic book movie is, I think Across the Spider-Verse is going to be the best, like you said. The best comic book movie.
Right. Kim, let me ask you. We got 9 films up here. And no, you don't get to throw in Super Pets. I don't care how much your nephews are looking forward to it. So what do you think is going to be at the very top of those ones that are coming out?
As soon as I get done crying about Super Pets, I really feel like the number one will be, throw that picture up real quick.
Sure thing.
Because I'm so torn. I think it's going to be Thor.
I think it's hard to disagree.
Thor, because I don't get me wrong, Into the Spider-Verse is awesome, but I feel like, and this isn't a negative thing, but it's almost like the Matrix. When you come out with something that has never been seen before, we've never experienced that way before, we've never thought to look at it that way before. The first time, amazing, award-winning, let's go. The second time, there's a bit of a factor of, okay, I saw this. What else you got? You know? So I feel like with Thor, Taika Waititi, he's just so freaking funny. I didn't just laugh in Ragnarok. When he piss off Ghost, I was
one of the greatest lines in comic book movie history. Seriously, honestly, one of the greatest single lines in comic book movie history. I just died when he did that. That was hilarious.
It's that kind of laughter that's like, what? Taika Waititi does that. How much do we love Thor? And then seeing Jane level up, I feel like this is Jane Goes Upgrade. Like, I cannot wait to see what happens with her. And Christian Bale, man.
Yeah.
We're making a little too little of this. I think because add humor to Christian Bale, because there's no way that Taika Waititi is not going to give him some really hilarious lines delivered with a straight face.
And Russell Crowe's in it too.
Oh, he is. That's right.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Russell Crowe is in it. I mean,
probably a small role, but
small.
still.
But and the Guardians of the Galaxy must be in it too.
Yeah,
they got to give him
again. I think small roles, but they're going to be in there too.
I mean, it's bonkers.
By the way, there's one thing we're all forgetting about when it comes to Thor as well, which is like whenever we're just talking about one movie's an unknown commodity in the Batman. We don't know what we're going to get there. We know consider this. Not only do we know what we're getting with Thor because Taika just did Thor Ragnarok, which it's definitely a top 10 greatest comic book film of all time to me. But after he did that, he did truly one of the most special movies we've had in years in Jojo Rabbit.
That
So-
film, man.
Now, so we saw him go from Thor Ragnarok, Jojo Rabbit, which won him an Academy Award, by the way. And now he's taken that. He has, I love your terminology, he's leveling up. And now he's bringing all that back into Thor. And that's why I've got it my number 3, but I could easily see it ended up being the best
Yeah.
one of the
It's
year,
my
too.
number 1, man. It's my number 1. Yeah.
All right, Ray,
Yeah.
got to ask you. Ray, you're looking at this list. This is
And no, they are not all 90 minutes, so you're going to have
Yes,
to
some of them,
take a nap
some of them are a
beforehand.
little over 90 minutes. You might have to
invest.
push your way through.
You know-
Give me the best one.
When I saw this topic, I was like, you know me, John. I'm just the guy that doesn't like to predict things or like just give it to me and then I'll give you my judgment. But if I had to choose, the only way I could really be confident in is the person I trust the most is Taika Waititi.
Yeah, no, that's good reasoning.
Yeah, so like out of all those movies, that's the director I trust the most. So I'm gonna say Thor as well. I'm gonna agree with Kim. It's gonna be Thor, but I will go on the limb just because of you.
Okay.
That Super Pets will be. Oh man, do I really want to say this?
Is it worth it?
It's going to come back and haunt you, but I think
But I will because everyone knows why I'm saying this. My love for Thor. Super Pets will be just as good as Across the Spider-Verse.
Wow.
Mark it
Bold
here.
words.
Don't mark it here. Actually, don't mark it. Delete this video afterwards because I will be wrong.
Yeah, because nothing you ever say on the internet comes back to bite you in the ass.
Oh no, somebody's
Like ever.
already taken the video down and memed it and put it on Twitter.
That's right. Like it's already all saying Brian. Like right now, Warner Brothers is making their new Super Pets poster, and it's just going to say will
Ray
be as good
approved.
as Across the Spider-Verse dash the John Campea Show. That's
Oh,
exactly
yeah,
what they're
yeah.
going to do.
Yeah, there you
They're going to
go.
put that up there. So
Will be the surprise hit of the year.
surprise hit of the year. Anyway, guys, question is for you. You've got these options. You've got Black Adam, Flash. You got Doctor Strange 2. You got Thor. You got the Batman. You got Across the Spider-Verse, Morbius, Black Panther 2, and Aquaman 2. What ones do you think are going to actually put your anticipation level aside? Which one do you actually think is going to end up being the best? Want to know what you guys think? Jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.